Welcome to the Super Wild Card Weekend presented by Verizon. The playoffs begin. The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome inside with the three-time Super Bowl champion Daryl Johnston. I'm Joe Davis. These 49ers look like a machine. They've won 10 games in a row. They're as healthy as they've been all year, and they seem like they've got a roster built for a deep playoff run.
Yeah, that's why I think they're the best team entering the playoffs. And the reason behind that is because of this defense. It's outstanding. They give great field position to the offense, which, since Brock Purdy has become the starter, has actually gotten better. There's so many playmakers around him, and he does a fantastic job going through his progressions, distributing that ball to those guys on the outside.
So certainly a Super Bowl favorite. On the other side, you've got the Seahawks. This was supposed to be a rebuilding year, a transition year for them. Well, they get into the playoffs as the last team in the NFC, is one of the great surprises in the league this year. How do they keep that surprise rolling another weekend?
Yeah, rule number one, don't beat yourself. They've got to play a clean game. San Francisco's not only talented, but they're opportunistic. But you're going to need a little bit more than that. You got to land a couple of big punches. So Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they got to make plays when they're there. Kenneth Walker, he may have to channel his inner beast mode if Seattle's going to pull the upset.
Yeah, he's been doing that a little more lately. 3 straight 100-yard games and a matchup of overlooked quarterbacks here. The forgotten veteran, the overlooked rookie, face it off in the playoffs. Weather, a big topic of discussion all week. It's rained on and off. It'll be a big discussion as the day goes on. Let's go down to the field. Here's Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Joe. We'll be dodging raindrops throughout this afternoon. Now, the 49ers tried to get ready for the weather conditions we are expecting in this ball game. They practiced in a heavy downpour on Wednesday. Now, Kyle Shanahan told us that he was extremely pleased with how rookie quarterback Brock Purdy threw that ball in the rain. Now, Purdy himself told us that he doesn't expect anything different. He went to Iowa State, played in all kinds of weather conditions. He hopes that exposure will help him today. Now for what's happening with Seattle, over to Christina Pink.
Well, hey, Pam, somebody tell Geno Smith he's making his first ever NFL playoff start, because even though he's waited 10 years for this moment, he says it's just any other game. But he certainly hasn't forgotten what it felt like to be a backup, just waiting on the sideline, telling me I will not forget those moments when I just wanted to be out there. I just wanted to play on game day. He says today he's not going to try to be a superhero. He's just going to treat this like any other game. Kickoff is next.
It's funny how things play out in this league. Just when you think you've got it figured out, everything gets turned upside down.
Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy.
They call him Mr. Irrelevant, but all the kid has done is win. And in the playoffs, for the first time, you can't write off Geno Smith.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
Seahawks, Niners, the playoffs begin right now. With these longtime division rivals facing off in the rain, it cleared up for a lot of the morning, but then it started pouring a few minutes ago. It's going to be on and off as the day goes on. Pete Carroll and Kyle Shanahan going head-to-head. Prior to this season, Pete Carroll had won 8 of the 10 head-to-head matchups. 49ers, though, winning the 2 regular season matchups. 27-7 here in September, 21-13 in Seattle in December. Spanish language broadcast available today on Fox Deportes. So we get our first look at Geno Smith, who spent the last 7 years as a backup. Then Russell Wilson traded to Denver. Shocks everybody with that move. They put Geno into the spot. He breaks the franchise record, more than 4,200 passing yards, 30 touchdowns this year. He had 34 of them over his first 9 seasons, and he figured that it was just a matter of time, a matter of opportunity, and that road spits him out today with his first postseason appearance. Anonymous as the 3rd stringer. Well, today is going to be the first rookie 49ers quarterback to start a playoff game. First it was Trey Lance that got injured. Then Jimmy Garoppolo got injured. And not only did he come in and just not mess it up, Daryl, he's gone 5-0. He's thrown multiple touchdowns in all 5 games. And by a lot of measures, he's been the best quarterback in the NFL since he took over. And back to mid-October, they were 3-4, but a 10-game winning streak where they've been best in the NFL in just about everything. And it almost lines up exactly, Daryl, with the acquisition of Christian McCaffrey. On October 21st, they acquired him from Carolina, eased him in this first game, and they lost that game, but they've not lost since then. And really, he's taken them from a good offense to a great offense, and he's taken the team, it seems like, from a scary one to a complete one, the last piece of that puzzle. Yeah, it's been a surprising season, surprising playoff trip with a bunch of surprising stars, really. You've got the veteran in Geno Smith finally getting his opportunity and seizing it. Then you've got a bunch of rookies. Probably the rookie of the year on the offensive side in Kenneth Walker, went over 1,000 yards. NFL leader in interceptions in Tariq Woolen, a fifth-round pick who nobody saw doing this. You put it all together, 9-8, and trying to pull the upset today. 49ers in front 3-0. Brock Purdy and the Niners offense back to the field when you come back. Geno Smith is getting a chance to start in the playoffs for the first time today. Got a chance to be a starter right away. Was thrown into the fire with the Jets and started his first 2 years in the NFL, but then a journey to the Giants and the Chargers. Then he goes up to Seattle in 2019, where he backs up Russell Wilson for a few years. The shocking trade, Wilson to Denver, that opens the door for Geno Smith to finally be the guy for the first time in 7 years. Welcome back to Super Wildcard Weekend, presented by Verizon. It is 13-7, 49ers in front. Brock Purdy trying to keep things rolling into the postseason, and right from the moment he stepped in and faced off with Tom Brady head-to-head in his first career start, he has been exceptional. These are the highest passer ratings in NFL history for a quarterback in his first 5 starts. Only Kurt Warner better, a notch ahead of Patrick Mahomes.
Kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it? And how about this one? I mean, that was the one that really shocked me. Joe Montana, Steve Young, there's Brock Purdy at 11.
This February, Buckle Up is one of NASCAR's most thrilling events. Returns to the LA Coliseum under the lights. It's NASCAR's Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. And as announced on today's pregame, going to feature a mid-race performance from Wiz Khalifa. February 5th, only on Fox.
Thank you, Joe. Coming up, we'll recap the big plays of the first half, and the guys will break down the playoff debuts of Brock Purdy and Geno Smith. That plus we'll preview tomorrow's wildcard game between the Giants and the Vikings. But for now, from LA back up the coast to you guys in the Bay Area.
Season where nobody really gave the Seahawks any chance to be any good. They make the playoffs. They prove all the doubters wrong, and they're doing it again today when nobody gave them a chance to win this game.
And we kind of mapped it out at the top, right? You got to play a clean game, which they have. No turnovers, no penalties. So that's fantastic. Kind of a bumpy start, but we said you got to do more than that. Can't just play a clean game. You got to throw a couple of big punches and land them. They had one in the first half with the big touchdown to DK Metcalf. So this has been a great first half by Seattle. The question is what happens here at the end of the half, and then as San Francisco gets the football again to start the second.
But boy, is a heavy underdog. All you can ask for here, leading end of the first half. Brock's parents in attendance, Sean and Carrie. So the penalty on Jimmy Ward at the tail end of the long run from Geno Smith sets up this 56-yarder, and Myers drills it.
It's amazing the detail that goes into all the little things that can cost you points that could come back and haunt you later in the game. And what a huge mistake by Jimmy Ward.
DK Metcalf, the big play on offense in that first half. 50-yard touchdown. Moose, you said it, they've got to not beat themselves, but they've also got to make some things happen. He had the long touchdown to DK Metcalf. It's been pretty much mistake-free. And so the stats brought to you by GMC Professional Grade. Pretty even when you're looking at things overall. Geno Smith so much more efficient, though, 9 out of 10, while Brock Purdy went 9 of 19, below 50% in that first half. So Smith and the Seahawks with the lead. Stay tuned for the Verizon halftime right after these messages. Today's game flow brought to you by Progressive as the playoffs get going today in Santa Clara. And Pete Carroll's team trying to pull off a massive upset, leading 17-16 over Brock Purdy and the hottest team in the NFL. 49ers come in at 13-4, having won 10 consecutive games. And they'll get it to begin this second half as Ray McLeod goes back to return Jason Myers-Kidd. And we welcome you inside. And for Seattle, a lot of the things that you talked about them having to do to have a chance, they did to perfection.
Absolutely. I mean, to go through a first half, penalty-free, turnover-free, fantastic, but penalty-free, so not doing anything that's putting them in difficult positions against that defense. That's huge. The other one was, even if you do that, this team is so good, you got to land a few big punches. And that throw by Geno Smith to DK Metcalf was perfect. So they're doing everything you would want in that first half. Now let's see what happens with San Francisco. They were outscored 17-6 in that second quarter. What do they do here to start the third?
Well, the inevitable adversity of a playoff game is what I talked to Kyle Shanahan about. He said, we knew it would be a close game. It's okay. We're still in this quite a bit. He was hopping mad about that penalty to end the half. He said, we cannot do dumb stuff like that. Offensively, he likes the way they've gotten explosives here and there. Of course, he wants that ball in the end zone. He'll take the points, but too many field goals, he told me.
Christina?
Well, DK Metcalf has already had his best game against the 49ers so far this season. Pete Carroll told me we're just running our offense and looking for matchups. Just one sack for them defensively, but they were able to force Purdy off his spot towards the end of that first half. Coach telling me we're covering well. That's allowed the rush to get going. Now, my last question for him was, how do you slow down Christian McCaffrey? What do you got to do? His answer, everything.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get.
Well, the one playoff meeting between these teams was a classic. The NFC Championship game in the 2013 season and that iconic Seahawk win 23-17 before winning their first and only Super Bowl over Denver. 23-17 49ers here. 2:57 and counting in this third quarter. Getting healthier and healthier. Super Wildcard Weekend presented by Verizon on Fox continues tomorrow. Saquon Barkley, resurgent year. The Giants taking on Kirk Cousins and the Vikings at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, only on Fox. Fox Sports app. And then at quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins has his team in the playoffs. Daniel Jones quietly a really steady season behind a pair of first-year head coaches. Those guys are in the playoffs.
Only 5 interceptions for Daniel Jones this year. That was the area that he had to make the big leap. And
down coming up with Brock Purdy here in his first playoff start. In the first half, he was below 50%, almost perfect in the second.
Unbelievable, with the adjustments they made. They had a little bit of a bumpy start where he had a couple of opportunities and probably didn't get it out as quick as Kyle Shanahan would have liked. But since that time, I mean, it is, this second half has been nearly perfect. And he's just, the ability to extend, then he's getting the ball out quick. The touchdown throw to Juwan Jennings was really nice.
The 10-game winning streak. It's the longest in the NFC by a lot. The next longest winning streak in the NFC is 2 games. Everybody else you see on that list out of the AFC. Now, 12 times teams have entered the postseason with 10-game winning streaks or better. This is the first time that it's been done by an NFC team. 3 of those 12 went on to win the Super Bowl. Cautionary tale, though. Each of the last 4 teams that entered the playoffs on a 10-game winning streak or better lost in the divisional round. Yeah, they're going to settle in and enjoy watching some football with the rest of us tomorrow on Fox. it'll be the Giants and the Vikings. Brian Dable, first year as head coach of the Giants. Giants have been really bad for years. He takes them to the playoffs. Vikings with Kevin O'Connell, their first year head coach. 11 one-score games where they come out with wins. And they face off in a rematch of what was an awesome game on Christmas Eve where the Vikings barely survived against a Giants team that's going to have several pieces back that they didn't have that time. And their roll continues, an 11th consecutive win. Brock Purdy is now 6-0 as a starter in the NFL. Defense made those plays. Offense, season-high 41 points and a season-high 505 yards. So they'll settle in like the rest of us and see who's coming out here to Santa Clara next weekend. We send you to the State Farm post game after this break. 41-23 the final score. Thanks for watching Super Wild Card Weekend presented by Verizon.